Hey, it's your boy Crypto Expat Live, back with another video. In this video, I want to talk about a project which I've talked about before, and I think that this has probably got the best chance of doing 100x in 2023. It's a legit project. They've got so much happening, and it's going well so far. So let's roll that intro, and let's talk about Sphere Finance. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and bell notification so when I upload my awesome vids, you don't miss them. So I've spoken about Sphere Finance before. This actually first started as a rebase project. So you've seen all those rebase projects around, and rebasing does not work. As they built the project out, they realized this. They basically switched from a rebasing token, which is every 30 minutes or every 4 times an hour you get more tokens. So think of rebasing is just like printing money. Unless you're the US government and you own 800 military bases around the world and have the biggest army in the world, you can enforce the US dollar. But in other words, you're just going to be printing more tokens, which just makes it more inflationary and devalues the token by the second, right? And everyone's getting more tokens. So what happens is the supply and demand can't keep up. Initially, when the project starts, or any project starts, we saw this with Time Wonderland, and we saw this with Olympus DAO. Once the demand is stopped, once these things sort of get a bit stale after a couple of weeks or months, they're still printing tokens, right? Every half an hour, the supply and demand starts to move in the favor of more supply, less demand, and guess what? People start selling off, and the price of the token dumps. So Sphere realized this and switched to a deflationary token, and now all their fees, taxes, and that come in basically buy the token and burn it. So this is the price chart of Sphere so far. This is keep in mind too, this isn't a bear market, right? It is at an all-time high today. It's up 46% today, and it's 0.01, so 1.4 cents, and it has reached an all-time high today. So this is amazing. Like, this doesn't happen in a bear market, but it is absolutely mooning today. Now, obviously, this will come back down, but we're going to look at a high level overview of why this project is looking good so far. Touch wood, but I mean, there's a lot to unpack here, and you can actually go to their Discord and have a look. They have got a lot going on, tons of stuff going on. They're building out like crazy, and they're building the infrastructure to support their ecosystem, which will then, everything that they're building is basically designed to create taxes, fees, and yield, which then they will take those as basically income, right? And then partially buy tokens and burn it, which will decrease the supply. So this is a high level overview of kind of like what's happening here, and this is not 100% accurate, but it just gives you a sort of like a rough overview. But basically what they build out is this Penrose and this Dystopia, and this is liquidity as a service. So these websites that their clients can then park their liquidity on, and these are potential clients. They're looking at Binance, Crypto.com, Near, Avalanche, SwapDex, and they basically come along and they park their liquidity on here, and then they can use this Dystopia and Penrose to then basically stake tokens on Dystopia, and get the LP, and then go over to Penrose and then earn more yield on it. All right. They've also got a DEX, which is T2, which then the fees off that There's advantages of using T2 because you don't get the taxes, but that's a separate thing. So then that also gets fees, and then they have this pre-on that's coming. I don't think it's developed yet, but basically it's a lending DEX, so you can lend out to your tokens and essentially get back more tokens and then earn more yield on that. Kind of like what they're trying to do, which they unsuccessfully did with Celsius. They weren't really doing the lending; they were just doing high risk stuff. But this is a DEX where it's not centralized. So this is going to be a lending DEX, which is coming, and they also got games, which is it's okay. It's not really a major part of it, but it's there anyway. And all these create fees, taxes, and yield, and also the cross chain as well. So this is going to be on multiple chains. So you have like BNB, you have AVAX, Matic, all the different chains. So then you can just 2x, 3x, 4x, whatever liquidity, fees, taxes, and yield that is coming in, and then all this is going to be going towards Sphere to then buy and burn Sphere. So that's kind of like, I know it's not entirely accurate, but they have a really good YouTube channel. They've got 8,400 subscribers, and it basically talks about every single aspect of the projects that they're building, these multiple assets that they're building out. All right, and they've done a really good job in explaining how each component works and what you should do to potentially earn more yield. All right, so they've already got the dystopia going where you can then come on here, park your Matic or whatever you want to do, get your LP, and then go to Penrose and then stake your LP. So you can see there's some volume here: 100k, 50k, 266k, nearly 50k there, 32k. So it's again, it's like it's only still building, and there's 700 there, 700, 400. So there's quite a bit of money coming in here because they're getting yield. They want the yield, right? This Goss game, this is a layer 1 project that is confirmed to be using the liquidity as a provider. So they're going to be using so in other words, they don't have to go out and build out this infrastructure for themselves, which costs a lot of money. They can just come and use Sphere, basically. Like that's kind of like the gist of it. They can just come use Sphere, and Sphere will do will provide use this. They can park the liquidity there. So there's a lot. Again, there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening with this, and these are the audits. So they've gone through KYC, 3 audits. There's 127 million market cap at the moment and 36,000 wallets. That's a lot. That is a lot. So it's a pretty big project, but it's it's still building. This is my account here. Just taking a second to load. Okay, it's not loading because I'm logged out of MetaMask. I've got to auto log out every 10 minutes. So that's something that you might want to go into your settings and then put auto log out. So if you're away from your computer, it'll automatically log out. Someone could take control of your computer. They won't be able to get into your MetaMask. So I probably purchased these a few months back. I've got 165,000 tokens. So it's only about 2.5 or 2,372 the holdings at the moment. I didn't put a lot into this, but I'm just pretty conservative, and I just I'm watching the project as it develops, and then I'll probably DCA more into this and just keep on buying more tokens as I go. There's no rush. It's just taking more of a level head and just seeing a lot of these things that they're building out, that they say they're going to build out, and then as the project gets bigger and bigger, then obviously dollar cost average and buy more. That's kind of the sensible approach. Okay, so this is more long term. This is not degen. This is more long term. I think more projects should do this. They're building, you know, real assets that can provide all this yield. This is the biggest thing with the stuff that's happening in DeFi at the moment. They don't build out these projects and these assets to create this yield, fees and taxes to then use to build out more infrastructure. They just simply don't do this. They just launch it. They just do the rebasing. That there's nothing holding it and to keep it up, and then within, you know, less than a month they're gone to zero. Everyone sells and gets out. Whereas this is a different project. It's harder to do this sort of stuff, and you need a lot of money and a experienced team. But long term, this can get into the hundreds of millions, potentially billions in market cap. And then once you get to that level, really things start to move, and investors really start to get a huge return. Now, obviously, this can all go pear-shaped, like a lot of these projects do. I think the biggest risk here would be the infrastructure, right? They're building out so much infrastructure. If any of these infrastructures which get exploited or hacked, that would be a big problem, because they're kind of like, you park your coins here and you get an LP, and then you go and you stake it to earn more yield here, right? So that's kind of like where the risk is. I see it, but they have got pretty good audits, Certec audit. They have pretty good audits here, and they have KYC to make sure that this sort of doesn't happen again. We've seen a lot of these protocols get hacked, even the best of them. So this is the risk that you take in DeFi, and this is probably the biggest risk that I see with Sphere. But so far so good. We are at an all-time high, which is pretty good considering we're in a bear market. So that is my pick so far for 100x in 2023. This is up 49% per day today. So I probably wouldn't buy it today. I would wait for it to maybe go down a bit, and then look at if you're going. Obviously, you guys, you have to do some more research. It's not financial advice, but it's up 49% today. It's probably not the best time to buy, but certainly keep a lookout on this. I'll definitely be keeping an eye as I build out more stuff, and probably DCA more into this as this project develops. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Leave your comments below. Are you already in Sphere? Leave us your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.